Hey guys, Vanilla here, and since I got a new bag and taking out all my stuff and transferring it to a new bag, I figured I'd go through and show you some of the stuff that I use for Nerd Sucker Punch. I'm going to start off with my newest piece of equipment. It is the Sony NEX3. Right now I don't have a lens or anything for it. I'm actually getting a adapter ring, but since it's coming from China, it's going to take a couple weeks. I figured we would need a secondary camera for behind the scenes stuff, and it's always good to have a backup camera. A couple of the other things that I have, just real quickly, have a memory card holder. This is very valuable when you're shooting a lot of video because you're going to need multiple SD cards. The lighting I have are the CFL bulbs. These are actually 45 watts. Right now I'm being lit by an 85 watt. And I also have a couple 150 watts coming. They actually screw in to a mount like this. Very standard mount. I got it in a kit. The kit also came with these tripods. Not your best tripods, but they do the job, and they also came with a couple of standard umbrellas. Alright, what you can't see is what I'm actually filming on, which is actually a Canon T3i with a kit lens. It's just a 18 to 55 millimeter. Also, a couple of other things. I have one of these. These are actually called spider rigs, or it's hard to tell. Just look for spider rig and you'll find one of these things. They're sold by a bunch of different retailers and manufacturers, so the one, if you do get one, may not be just like this one. Alright. And here is actually one of those umbrellas, just a simple, really cheap umbrella. I did want to show you that the 85 watt bulbs actually come in a box like this, and actually are about that length. They are very large, and I imagine the 150s that I'm getting are actually going to be even larger. Sorry about that, my camera actually, the batteries died. A couple other things I wanted to show you that I use is for audio, is a Zoom 4N. It's what I've found is used by a lot of different people. Also with that, I have an Audio Technica shotgun mic. It takes a AA battery, and you can choose between tele and normal, for anybody that knows what that means. I also have a little bag here that's got some lens cover thingies on there for UV, which honestly is actually useless. It's also got Polarized and Cpl Filter, which those can be very interesting for different effects. And actually, one of the things, since my Canon did die, the battery did die, what I was using is actually a battery grip for it, which actually holds 2 batteries, or you can also, it also comes with one of these little slots that you can actually use AA batteries with. I believe it takes 8. The only bad part about this product is, as one might guess, the battery indicator does not actually work. So you'll actually have to go ahead and make sure that you have some more batteries. You can shoot in this real fast. Or another product that I actually have that may actually save you from battery sink is actually a AV cord. This part plugs into the battery compartment and it makes it act like it's actually got a battery in there, although you'll be running off of AC power. This is very handy when you're in a house or something and you actually don't have access to an AC outlet, you know, regular power outlet. Let's see, what else do we have here? Oh yes, I have a couple other lenses that I use with this camera. This is actually a Sears 80 to 200 millimeter lens. This is a really old lens, so it doesn't have any kind of autofocus or anything like that. Although for video, a lot of people recommend that you don't use autofocus and that you use manual focus and either do like a what's called a rack focus, something like that, or follow focus. I actually have quite a few adapters. This one, since it's the only lens that I use that has that adapter, it stays on there. But you can pick up old lenses like this really cheap on eBay. Just make sure that the glass and everything is clear, there's no fungus, and make sure that there's a good description in the eBay listing. What I also have is another really old lens. This is actually a Vivitar 50mm 1.8. Again, I got this off of eBay really cheap because it is such an old lens. But a lot of videographers nowadays actually like using the old lenses, especially the ones that have a very good focus ring. This one, on the other hand, actually does not, and if you see, it takes quite a bit to actually focus this. I mainly use this one for photography, but in a pinch, it could actually work as a video. Let's see what else we have here. And also another thing I do have is, and I do use, especially with 1.8, is a neutral density filter. Now they come in standard ones that you could get that stops it at a certain one. This one is actually a variable, so you can actually change it, and light changes, or the light that comes in changes depending on if you want more or less light. Another little handy thing, and I actually got this from Amazon, and it's actually part of their Amazon Basics manufacturing, is this little nifty Shutterbug. Pretty much what it does is if you press the button, it'll take a shot, or if you're in video mode, it'll actually go ahead and start recording. It's very handy, especially for stuff like I'm doing now, when you want to go ahead and set up your camera and get ready, and that way you don't have to press it and then have all that extra video of you sitting down setting up for interviews. And I do believe that is pretty much it. Another little thing I do have is I have purchased quite a few of these adapter rings. Like I said, I bought quite a few old lenses, and these things are very cheap. If you want the ones that don't have any kind of like electronic chip in it for autofocus, which, since I'm using old lenses, don't have autofocus anyways. So you can get these for $5-10, maybe 15. Now if you want one with E-chip in it, it'll cost you a lot more, somewhere up to $50-100. You can even get into thousands for one of these rings. I don't ever plan on getting that high. But yeah, that's what I have for the Nerd Sucker Punch Productions. If you have any questions about anything that I've shown on here, send me a message and I'll tell you what I know about it.